Welcome back to the 2014 Aussie Millions. This is the high-stakes cash game. And there is this is the way it all works. This is not a leaderboard as such. It's more like a balance sheet. If you're in the white, you're making money. And if you're in the red, you're losing money. So those guys in the red, there's more guys in the red, actually, than there are in the white. The guys in the white, I mean, the cash game, you've got to get money out of other players. It's not like tournament.
Yeah, well, they're all sitting with a lot of money in front of them. And just remember, all of those chips can go in the middle in one hand. This is no limit hold'em. And some of the guys sitting with 300, 400, 500,000. It's a lot of money. Paul Newey has the most chips, covers everyone. He's raised with the ace-6 of diamonds.
And Phil Ivey, he follows him into the pot with king 10 of diamonds. Round to Doug Polk. He's going to join him.
To get everything.
3 to the flop. Yet to find out what Doug Polk has. There's a nice flop for Ivey. It is a king 4-3 flop with 2 spades. Well, Polk also has a king. He has king jack.
So it's not a good flop for Ivey.
Not anymore. The turn, a queen of clubs.
And the fact that it got checked through 3 ways on the flop doesn't augur well for Phil Ivey. Obviously, Doug looks like he's just taking a stab. I can't see Phil going anywhere with his top pair.
Well, he bets $14,000 up to $35,000 in the middle. Phil Ivey with top pair. He is dominated by Polk. Looks like he makes the call. Let's see what the river does. It looks like a deuce of clubs, so that doesn't change anything.
Yeah,
Doug
the
Polk
old
now.
brick there.
He's got to be betting into Phil Ivey. Well, how much would you bet here?
I think in cash game, guys go for value a little bit more. They tend to size their bets a little larger, and he has. He's gone for about 40,000 or just shy. That's a good bet. The fact that they've got so much money in front of them, it kind of leads itself to slightly larger bet sizing, especially the value bets on the river.
Well, Phil Ivey almost looked like he just looked across and said, I don't like that bet at all.
I actually thought when he dropped his chip that he was making the call, but it looks like he's going to anyway.
Well, he's not happy. He's perhaps a bit more animation that we're used to from Phil Ivey.
Looks like he's got somewhere to go. Preparing himself to just pay off Doug and go for a bit of a walk.
And he does call, so Doug Polk taking a nice pot. Phil Ivey, he never looked comfortable making that call. Perhaps somewhere inside that man, poker genius, he kind of knew he was beaten. But did he have a hand good enough to call there?
Yeah, I think so. The fact that it got checked through on the flop there, he probably thinks that Doug's going to bet if he does flop top pair. And if he has a good king, he actually thinks Doug might 3-bet pre-flop.
Well, Doug Polk now with 150k sits atop of our leaderboard. Phil Ivey slipping a little bit, and only 3 players at this table are in the positive, if you like. A lot of players need to make up some of the dough they've lost at this table. $250,000 to sit down. And remember, in cash game, you can reload at any time.
We're yet to see a big cooler as well, Paul, so I'm kind of sitting and waiting. Hope we see a big clash.
Well, it still makes me nervous. Max Altergott from Germany opens, and Antonius just calls with 10s. Here is the flop. It is a king 4-3 flop, all diamonds.
Neither player has a diamond. It's often a case of whoever shows some aggression or actual will to win the pot and bets at it first is usually the winner.
Turn a king of spades. Bit of a game of chicken, really, with dire consequences money-wise anyway. Let's see the river. It is a 2 of hearts. Doesn't change anything. So Antonius's 10s are good.
And Patrick's got to like his hand here too, especially when the second king turned.
It checks to Patrik. He's on the button. This could very well look like a steal.
It does look like a steal, but what does Max beat? Is he going to call and hope Patrik has jack high? Just has a bare diamond, which is worse than a queen.
Well, Max has got to figure that Patrik probably doesn't have a king here, so maybe he's thinking about a raise.
We could raise. A raise could potentially work too. But What hand is he representing if he raises here? Remember, bluffs need to make some type of sense.
Well, he makes the call for 10,000 with Queen High. Patrik shows his tens, and Max, well, he just sort of gifted him 10 grand there.
Yeah, he was a non-believer.
Well, if you're a skeptic in poker, that'll cost you money. Patrik Antonius from Finland, no stranger to success here at the Aussie Millions. In 2012, he came second in the 250k Super High Roller Challenge. Names like Negranu, Seidel and Dwan were all in there, but Patrik made it heads up against Phil Ivey. He even caught the lead at the flop, but Ivey hit the turn and took down the title. Patrik holds Australia close to his heart as he has had a lot of success right here at the Aussie Millions.